What's up, YouTube? I got asked to do a vid where I'm pretty much giving advice on what you can do if you're that young professional trying to land that sort of first career job. So not just any sort of job, but that job that's like, okay, this is the beginning of my career. You know, it may not be ideal, but I'm at the beginning. Um, And I want to say that it's for black men and women, but to be honest with you, I think what I'm going to say is pretty much universal, to be honest, so you can listen to it and I'm sure you can take away something from it. Now, mind you, this is nothing more than my own experiences and information that has been shared with me, so obviously everything that I'm going to say isn't going to be, if you do this, you're going to get hired. Um, First of all, I would say understand your industry. Okay, every industry is different. You have to understand it, the details, the nuts and the bolts, and this is where you have to do your own research because what works for me and my reality in education is not going to be the same as somebody else who may be in banking or somebody who may be in IT or mechanical engineering. You know, it's very detailed. Now, obviously, there's some overlap, but it's very detailed. So you have to understand your industry. How does it work? Um, I can come on and tell you about education, but obviously it's not going to cross over um, to other industries. Uh, so that's the first thing you have to do. In regards to actually applying for a position, um, understand the position, okay, and understand the company in great detail, especially where the company stands in that particular industry. Know about it, not just about your job, but know about it overall. Know the different departments. Um, know some of the issues that they're facing that may be a problem. Just think about if you can go on an interview and talk about a problem that that company is having, and you're saying if I get hired under this capacity, I can possibly do X, Y, and Z to fix the problem or prevent that problem from happening. You know, you're going to win a lot of points, right? Or if you do your research and your information to the point where you feel comfortable and you're dropping knowledge on the company, and you may put some info out there that maybe the interviewer or interviewers didn't know, right? Um, so that only comes when you do your research, okay? You're looking at the position, what the position entails, and you're making sure that you feel like you can actually do it. Not one of those, I think I can. You have to feel gun-ho confident that, yo, that position is me, right? So take your time and do your research. When it comes to your resume, um, you can't have one default resume, and I'm sure most of you guys have heard this before. But anytime you want that job, okay, especially when you want that job where it's like, yo, I need this one, you have to make sure you're tailoring it exactly to that position. So you're not going to put any and all work experience or academic experience. You're going to put the experience that is most relevant to the position, to the industry, right? And even with that, you're going to make sure you highlight what you did in that sort of role. But you're not going to put everything. You're going to put the 3 or 4 uh, items that you did that are most so relatable to that position, right? So you're going to tailor it, tailor it, tailor it. Um, because if you think about it, when they're going through the applications, they're looking for keywords. You know, they're looking for buzzwords. And I've had uh, some people tell me about that who have been part of hiring people. Okay, and they'll tell you that, yeah, we're looking for buzzwords. So for me, I know that I can more than likely have no sort of relevant experience. But just the way resumes work and how they look through resumes, I know for a fact I'll at least get a call back because I'll know how to tailor the resume to the point where there's certain buzzwords that are going to get them to say, okay, we're going to put this application in the yes pile or the maybe pile, just because, right? So that's also important. Um, Make sure, and this is a small detail, but make sure you have an email that is professional. Obviously, you should have more than one email, and now you can link them together. So if you go like Hotmail, I have like 4 different Hotmail accounts. One, is like my old school one, okay, the archaic one. I have one pretty much for friends and family and people I know personally. One for um, what was it? One for work-related stuff. Okay, simply for work-related stuff, and I only use that email address for work-related stuff. So if I'm gonna get something on that email account, I know what it's about, right? So you should have that professional sort of email address, not the whole hot girl or smooth brother. You don't want any of that. You want something respectable. Typically, your name in some abbreviated form. Because that sets the tone as well. Just imagine if you're going through an application and you have, something that says, hot guy something, and it's like, come on, man, how professional are you? Also, we all have our voicemail, and sometimes we like to be fun and have a little cute message or have a song playing. Y'all have to stop all that. If you can't afford to have 2 lines, and you can only have 1 line, then make sure that 1 line is legit, okay? The easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is just use the little default voicemail greeting that you can put on. You've reached blank, blank, blank. Leave a message. Leave it real simple. Don't have anything complex, anything too cute, because once again, that's just a poor tone. I'm trying to call you to schedule an interview, and I get your voicemail, and you have, some sort of Chris Brown song on there. Is that, the tone you want to set? No. So you want to get rid of all that, right? Next point. Obviously, if you do get the call back, you have to dress for the part, okay? Especially for men, you need to have a suit. It's better to have a suit and not use it than to need a suit and not have one, because it's not easy. It's not like going off and getting a pair of jeans and a shirt to go out, for the night. You want to find a good deal, and sometimes you'll find a good deal, but the catch is they don't tailor there, so you have to go off and find a tailor. And that takes some time. So, you need at least 3 days, 4 days to get a good suit, right? If you can't really find one of those, you can buy it and they can, tailor it there, right? But typically, you're probably going to pay a little bit more, right? But you need to have one, maybe even 2. If you can afford to have a pair of Jordans, or you can afford to have a BlackBerry or an iPhone, you can have a suit, and you need one. A nice form-fitting suit. You can tell when somebody's never worn a suit before because it's too big, they're not wearing it correctly. No, you want something that's tailored, because I guarantee you're going to feel more confident when you have a suit that fits you how it needs to fit you. Okay? What do they say? You want something darker, right? So black or whatnot, or maybe a dark gray, or I don't wear suits myself, right? So this is coming from somebody who hates suits. It's just a big deception, right? Don't worry about how I'm looking, worry about what I know, right? But even I know that you at least need a good suit. Secondly, obviously this is a no-brainer. Tattoos should be covered up, okay? And quite frankly, if you are going to get a tattoo, your tattoo should be where you can cover it up even at the casual level, right? So yeah, you can have a tattoo on your arm, but you're wearing a suit to work every day, right? But what happens if the boss says, hey, Malik, I'm having a little company picnic, come through, or, we're having a little semi-casual business meeting at some sort of resort. where the dress code is not you're wearing a suit and you're coming in like a polo. Now, depending on what your tattoo is, it's either going to be visible or it's not going to be visible. So you want to make sure that if you do get a tattoo, you can cover it up when you need to cover it up. Okay? Even when you have to come to work casual or know your industry. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it is. When it comes to earrings, once again, they should be out, right? But once again, a lot of it is based off of your industry, and I know times are changing, right? I've seen white guys walking around with earrings and whatnot, but obviously we are not them, so you have to do what you have to do. One of the things that I look at too is hair. I like wearing my hair low, very low. But then when I want my most professional look, I like a little bit of hair there, right? I don't like too much hair, but I don't want it too low. So you have to overall know what look gives you the most sort of professional demeanor. Everybody has that one look that I'm like, okay, this is your most professional look, right? So that's what you want to have. Next, let me see. I feel like I'm missing something. Make sure you have a copy of your transcripts. Oftentimes, it's very annoying to track down one of your transcripts if you don't live by your college, and you can go online and get a printout, or at least depending on your school. But you want to have the transcript as well as your degree. To be real with you, your transcript that has your BA or BS posted on it is more valuable than your actual diploma. Your diploma can be forged. It can be faked, right? But your transcript is official, right? Degree posted on this date. So you want to have that. You don't need it to be official because the official ones, they're supposed to be sealed. But you don't want to have the printout because, once again, that's not as legit. So that's one of the small things that you can do to just be prepared. Apart from having a copy of your diploma. What else? Oh, references. Make sure that you have a fair amount of people you can call on if you do need a reference that can actually vouch for your skill, or they know how to lie for you. I mean, let's keep it real. I've used some references and they weren't who they really were, but we already worked it out, so it wasn't a big deal, right? Hey, I want you to pose as a lawyer or a doctor. So work that out. Like I said, obviously you got to do whatever you can do to get into the door. Just make sure that you are, on point with your shit, right? Don't put your buddy's name down or your uncle's name down and say that he's a doctor, but he's not a doctor, right? If you're going to do something like that, let him know. And I've had uncles and, older guys say, hey, man, if you ever need me to do anything, yo, I have no problem. I had one dude who sounds older, and I'm like, yo, I like your voice. I may have to use you, right? Now, where I'm at now, obviously, I have legit references, so if I need to put somebody's name down, yeah, I can put the name down of somebody who's published. Yeah, this guy has a book. You can go to Amazon.com, look up his textbook, So I have that now, right? But before I didn't. But you want to make sure if you need a reference, you have people that you can go to. And that, and they've already said, hey, I can help you out. All you have to do is, send an email, hey, Mr. So-and-so, if need be, can I possibly use you as a potential reference? And, you can go from there. And oftentimes, they'll probably help you out. A lot of times people that want to see you do well, right? So I think that's everything. If I have to do a part 2, I'll do a part 2. But I want to keep it under 15 minutes so I can post it on YouTube and Gen X as well. So if you have any questions or if I missed anything or anything you wanted to add or anything I got wrong, you know the drill. Y'all take it easy. God bless.